Okay, so this is from Kearney, and she says, how many of the housemates do you still keep in contact with? Well, Charlie, Jack and Joe, who I absolutely love, Dan, and Hazel.
That is it.
And that's it. But
oh no,
Jack,
Dexter calls you every now and then.
Oh, Dexter calls me every now and again, yeah.
Just try
I
and get
quite
in the
like
good books.
Dexter, he's all right, Dexter.
Dexy.
But I love Jack and Joe, I spoke to them yesterday. They are just such lovely boys. Oh, listen to this, Charlie. This is from James Simpson. What's the worst thing you've caught each other doing? What's the worst thing you caught me doing?
Probably having the old hanky-panky.
Have you caught me doing that?
No.
You've never caught me doing that.
Well,
And I've never caught you doing that. What's the worst thing I've caught you doing? The worst
How
thing?
do you know I haven't caught you? I wouldn't have told you if I had caught you. It's too
probably
embarrassing.
Okay.
Rumpy-pumpy.
What's the worst thing I've caught you doing?
Probably my 4-day house party off my face.
Oh my God.
Before I stopped everything.
Before Charlie stopped drugs and bulimia and smoking, I went up to her dad's house. While her dad was away, she had a big party and I caught them all there. And they'd
Off their faces.
They'd done the drugs and whatever. And it was pretty bad. In fact, it was horrendous. But that's the worst thing I've caught her doing, yes. But she's great now. She's stopped all that.
It's all good.
So proud of her.
Thanks, Mum.
Oh.
When are you going to do a meet and greet? I think, do you know what that is?
Yeah, but that's like...
Meet and greet,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to do mine. We'll probably do a joint one, definitely. I'd say maybe we'll try and get one arranged for December before Christmas, around Christmas time. Do a meet and greet.
Where?
You rent out a hall. That's what you get. You'll get your agent
I didn't
to arrange
know that.
it for you.
Sorry, but I didn't know that.
Oh God, some
So
people.
you do a meet and greet, so people come and meet and greet.
So basically, I'll obviously take charge of it because Mum has no idea what to do.
Hang
we'll
on
get
a
the
minute.
agent to
We're getting
rent
confused
out
here.
a venue and a location in London. We will be there for 3 hours. We'll obviously be sat behind a desk and we'll meet and greet all of the fans that want to come along, and obviously we'll have a quick chat and we'll sign any autographs and anything like that.
Okay, well I thought meet and greet. I didn't know that was something else. Meet and greet, because I used to run a promotion agency and had some hospitality
Don't drag
girls.
it on, that's really boring.
No, hang on a minute. And that was called meet and greet.
John.
So just do it.
Cut.
John.
Cut.
So wait, don't hang on.
No, Mum, because this is irrelevant. You don't want to start waffling on about it.
Can I just say that meet and greet? My girls used to meet and greet at all the big major events.
There's different types.
Right?
Meet and greet. We'll meet and sign autographs.
Oh, John, cut all that, will you?
No, because some of that's funny.
No, it's not. Please.
Don't drag
I know
on.
what meet and greet is, but I didn't know you could do
okay.
it to your fans.
Yes, you can.
Right. Okay.
Hence, one of them asked us when we were doing meet and greet.
Are we doing it together then?
No, not after that. Yeah, we are.
Oh, here we are. Charlie, is this for you? What's one thing that helped you the most when it came to coping with your eating disorder? And this is from Kerry Lewis-Jones.
Carrie Lewis-Jones.
Kerry Lewis-Jones.
The one of the few, it was a few different factors that helped me overcome everything. First of all, it was massive support from my family, and it was actually admitting it to myself. That was the biggest step, is not being in denial anymore, admitting that I actually had a real problem, and that was completely out of control, and I was actually would have killed myself if I'd carried on, because it was killing my body. So I decided amongst myself and my family to get counselling and a specialist in bulimia. So I kind of actually went sessions with a lovely lady called Miriam, and we sort of slowly but surely overcame it week by week. We took it a step at a time, and I just decided enough's enough. Like, I have to be strong, focused, and realise there are ways of being really, really healthy and feeling happy again by eating well and doing exercise, and just by my parents supporting me. And my boyfriend at the time as well. So yeah, I think it's encouragement, support, and seeing the right people, and just accepting that you have a problem and trying to overcome it.
Yeah, and if anybody else out there who is bulimic and they have mums that are trying to cope with it, you just basically have to support your daughter, son, as much as you can, and get them help. Don't
try
leave
and
it.
understand
Don't
them as
leave
well.
it. Get them help. Get therapy, because that is the key to helping overcome bulimia.
I think the biggest problem where it went for me is I was too embarrassed to admit it to anyone, because I thought it was a really embarrassing situation to be in. So that's the thing that stopped me and prevented me from actually getting help, because I didn't tell anyone, and I hid it from everyone, and I lied, and it was all a big secret. So I would say, if anyone who does suffer from it, just make sure you're aware of it and you do tell people that you love, because never be embarrassed about it. People love you, are very understanding, and they'll just do anything to help you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, there's a question here from Christina Robinson, and she is asking, what drugs were you on?
What drugs was I on? I mainly did cocaine, and that was my biggest problem. I did actually end up doing most things, but it was more on a night out, things would spiral out. It would start off with cocaine, and I'd end up doing lots of other stuff and just end up in a real mess because it was a real escapism for me. But yeah, I'd say mainly was cocaine.
Okay. All right, now, so the next question. Let's have a look.
That's a bit of a downer.
That was a bit. Okay, this is Sullivan's.
Well, I was going to make a joke, and then
what?
You just sort of looked at me really seriously, so I was like, I was going to go,
oh,
a lot of them.
Right.
I was going to try and make it light.
Well, how can you make that light?
No, you can't, I suppose,
No.
otherwise it looks like you're taking them in.
No. Okay, Sullivan sisters, what have you learned about yourself after being in the Big Brother house? I've learned that you should never grow up, basically. You've got to enjoy it. You've got to be silly a lot. Well, I was silly before that. Anyway.
You're silly anyway.
I was silly anyway. Probably to tolerate people, because you're living in such close proximity with people, you have to really tolerate them. I've learned to, because there's nothing else you can do, and you tolerate because you've got nowhere to go, and also to, oh God, I can't think what I was going to say now. To tolerate people and to...
You said tolerate 8 times.
Yeah, I know. Can you cut, John? Sorry.
No, don't cut. Never cut. Keep it rolling, for God's sake. She always wants to cut, and then you miss the best bits.
Okay, I'll tell you what I've learned also, speaking your mind. I mean, I am...
Oh yeah, like you
I'm
didn't do that anyway.
I don't do that anyway. I'm not backwards in coming forwards. But in the Big Brother house, it really is sort of exaggerated. You know, you really do have to say, look, I don't like what you're doing, so stop it. And when you do that to friends, you sometimes think, oh, I won't say anything, and they, you know, you don't have to see them for quite a while. But in the house, you actually have to say what you feel then and there. Otherwise, it just gets out of hand. So I've learned to do that even more than I do.
That's possible.
And I've learned that it was just
Jesus,
such a...
it's not a whole life story. No, I'm
Sorry.
kidding.
God, what have you learned?
What have I learned? I think everyone that watched the show knows what I've learned because I've banged on about it every day. But I think I've learned not to take myself and things too seriously, because I think I did that in house a little bit too much. Also, like Mum just said, speak your mind. Like, I think I was too afraid to stand up for myself and speak my mind because I was scared of the repercussions or, you know, dealing with the results. And I didn't actually end up standing up for myself. And I look back and I wish I had. So since I've left the house, I've been a lot more forthcoming, spoken my mind a lot more, and I've been honest about how I feel. If I don't agree with something or don't like someone's behaviour or what they've said, I actually tell them now. And also to stop letting... Is
this your life story as well?
Yes, it is, on such double standards. Yes, don't let other people get you down. Just really, really believe in myself, and just don't try and take opinions of others too much and take them all on board. Just listen, but make my own decisions.
And I think the biggest thing
stop being so indecisive as well.
Is to have really deep, meaningful conversations.
And not to have so many deep, meaningful conversations. But I love them. That's part of who I am.
Exactly.
But not. But also the light with the shade. You know. Does that make sense? What's that saying?
Yeah. What?
Light and shade.
Light and shade. Yeah.
Why are you pulling that face?
I'm not pulling your face.
Yes, you
yeah,
did. Light
light and shade.
Shade.
Okay, that's the next one.
And to just enjoy yourself.
Oh,
have
shut
up! I did call a couple of fans last night. I've done it for the last couple of nights, and I've just surprised them. I've asked them to inbox me their number, and I've called them and had like about a 3 or 4 minute conversation with my fans. So trying to find questions, but most of them are saying thank you for the call.
Yeah, but I'd just like to say this, the camaraderie. And actually sleeping with all those people, it's wonderful. It's like a dorm. It's like kids.
That sounds wrong.
No, I don't mean that. No, but Jack and Joe used to say goodnight to every single person when they were in bed at night, and that was really good.
They gave up halfway through though.
Yeah, that was good fun.